supernatural cause does not mean there is. That's just the point where your imagination ran out and your frustration with being willing to say, I don't know what the explanation is, also ran out. That's the two most deadly things that can happen when you're exploring something, is when you run out of ideas and are willing to accept anything rather than acknowledge that the right answer is, I don't fucking know. When you get more comfortable with those two things, all of a sudden you stop reaching the conclusion, God did it. Magic Man done it. It's the doctor. He went back in time, inspired those people to write those predictions because he knew what was going to happen. Oh, Matt, you're being so silly. Why would you bring up, Doctor Who and sci-fi and everything? How is that any less silly? All right, time travel may in fact be impossible, whereas the supernatural we can't show is impossible. So maybe it is more silly.
Dude, that is above my pay grade, that piece.
Me too.
But I'm sorry, I'm just watching the live chat and all of the different prophecies that are being written about you and I right now. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Are we going to do it? Is that a prophecy yet?
We'll be in a second.
Okay.
All right, let's move on.
Because we're not. Anyway, where are we going next?
He's got to play his cards right. Let's go with Brandon in Arizona.
Brandon in Arizona. Welcome to the Hang Up Show.
Cut this sexual tension.
Yeah, you've hung up on me before, Matt.
Oh.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
I tell you what then, to be fair, since I've done all the hanging up and I've hung up on me before, I won't hang up on you. I will let you hang up or Eric will hang up on you.
I have the button.
Sure.
I'm not afraid to.
So anyway, what's up? Let's see if we can go a little lighter.
One thing that drives me a little bit, gets me aggravated sometimes is, I know your view on, the Bible condoning slavery and everything, but I just want you to go back to Genesis with Joseph. When Joseph saved everybody from 7 years of famine, that's when all of the Egyptians and the Hebrews sold themselves as property and that's what put the Hebrew children into bondage, which you consider slavery. Bondage and slavery are two different words. That's why in the King James Bible, the word slave occurs one time and the word slavery occurs one time.
In English.
In the entire Bible.
In English, and also there's no evidence that Jewish enslavement in Egypt ever occurred.
I've never gotten a pleading look from Matt.
Well, there's a documentary you should check out on the what's it called? It's the Evidence for Exodus.
Yeah, there's a book.
Check that out.
There's a book that you should check out that also goes through this, because the sort of evidence that would confirm that Jews were enslaved in Egypt does not exist. There is not commonality in culture, in language.
They found Joseph's tomb.
Oh my God!
They sure did.
Okay.
That's
okay.
They watched
yeah,
that.
they did.
No. Stop. How do you know it's Joseph's tomb?
Well, it's actually not like it's a monument that it's like a monumental tomb of Joseph.
How do you know?
Because it has Hebrew clothing on it, and the Egyptians made sure that everybody identified that this specific leader of the Egyptian people was a Hebrew.
I thought Moses was the leader while they were in Egypt.
But we're talking about because Joseph was a leader in Egypt. He was right under Pharaoh, if you recall, in Genesis.
Okay.
So this is how, the Bible never, ever condones slavery. In fact, man-stealers are put to death.
You bastard! Come on!
No.
Oh.
No, we've done slavery today, and you're not going to come on here and say the Bible never condones it.
Fine.
And then go to the man-stealing verse. Because man-stealing is illegal, and that means you can't steal somebody else's fucking slaves. I swear.
Okay.
Just
Drake in
read
Florida?
some other fucking book other than the Bible. Read any book other than the Bible. I've read a book.
Drake.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Drake, I am pinning my hopes on you.
Wait, I was in a good mood when
We're gonna have a pleasant hang up at the end of this, and this is gonna be good.
You're not gonna hang up on me. We're gonna say
That's right.
goodbye.
Right.
Goodbye.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Hi, Eric. Hi, Matt.
I want to pause for a second, Drake, because I really feel like I need to explain this. legitimately,
your conversation before.
legitimately, I'm in a good mood today. I know it doesn't necessarily appear so, because.
Well, I've watched dozens of your shows. I binge watched them over the past couple of weeks. I kind of got a feel for your mood.
Dang.
I didn't mean that as an insult.
No. I didn't take it as an insult.
Good.
I'm just saying, for the people who are like, Matt's all extra crusty today.
Fired up.
I'm open to having anybody. If somebody, we had mountains of calls here that said they had evidence for God. Mm-hmm. Exactly how many, and some of those who called in to say they had evidence for God acknowledged, well, you can't prove God.
No, you can't.
How is that irrefutable?
I mean,
and when somebody finally said
the miracles that Jesus Christ did, and say a rational explanation for every one of them.
Yeah.
He had learned how to remove cataracts from an eye, and that solved blindness.
So
he set the leg of a broken boy's leg.
Oh, you are
helped him walk again.
No, you're doing the same thing.
Medicine.
You're doing the same thing that
I'm not
Ryan.
saying that
you are
Jesus
doing.
Christ exists. I'm saying there's an explanation, a rational explanation for the crazy miracles that religious people believe.
No, stop. You're doing the same thing that Ryan did, trying to make excuses for something. This is like the people who
No, I wasn't.
stop.
I was trying to debunk.
Drake.
Okay.
This is exactly like the people who say, the Bible says Jesus walked on water. Let's see if we can come up with a rational explanation for it. Well, maybe you can, maybe you can't. But the real question is, did Jesus fucking walk on water? Why would you spend a bunch of time? Stop.
No.
Stop.
Sorry, I'm agreeing with you. He did not walk on water.
But you were talking about...
Way.
You were talking about rational explanations for the removal of cataracts or setting a leg. When we have no reason to think any of those things actually happened, you're trying to find a rational explanation for claims of miracles when we have no evidence that the miracles occurred. So it doesn't matter.
You're being very, very nice
right
now, Drake. You're being very positive, and you're
for
trying to
reassuring
give the benefit of the doubt to Jesus. But I think the Bible is supposed to stand on its own, and that's why we're so upset. But regardless, you have just been impromptu put as in the position of Matt and my therapist after this last couple of calls, and that's not fair to you. You called in for a reason. What would you like to talk about?
I studied psychology all my life, so...
See, look at that.
I want to talk about cult deprogramming.
You want to talk about cult deprogramming.